All right, guys, welcome to the A1 podcast. This is A1 podcast.
What's wrong with my sorry.
Where we talk about Super Rumble, and today we have I.Am.Rootvr, and we also have Evairre and Unruly.Don and Jay Lee, of course, Highlyfive, of course, and the beautiful Muggernut. So
You are welcome.
it's always a good time with you in here, man. I'm not gonna lie. So we appreciate you coming in every other podcast, but it seems like every podcast now.
Yeah,
I can come whenever I want. I can go whenever I want.
He's got the key to the house by now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I can take ownership of that elevator.
Get somebody to fix it then.
Call maintenance.
But breaking news, guys, there has been a change of dates for the tournament, right? And the tournament dates are now, what was it, 18 and 19, am I right or wrong?
Yeah,
I believe so.
18 and 19, 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Eastern time.
Eastern time, 3 p.m. Western, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yep.
And then if you're in Central, that'll be 5 p.m. So that's a game changer. A lot of people we've been hearing, they might not make it in. So I mean that's a load off my back at least.
I think it's because I think Meta's having a part in it, so it has to be. It's
like
not
on their
just
time
be,
schedule.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
We have
know
to
what the
follow
change is?
their rules.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so basically from like 9 to 5.
Right.
Did you hear any change? What specific changes they're going to be making?
Well, I know everybody now. You got to send in your email address. Meta's going to be sending out some information for us to actually sign, legal paperwork, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Some cool stuff as far as rewards and things of that nature. I won't say anything. I don't know. They already talked about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, they said that the Meta is going to be giving out the prizes and stuff for the winners, so it's going to be something different than it has been before. So
Okay.
that's
What would
something
be
they
good
just-
to what would be good to have is like in-game cameras,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Supposed to have that.
That's one
That's
thing.
really
Supposed to be
dope.
a special world, so we'll have like no friendly fire and stuff. So that should be cool.
Oh,
No
nice.
friendly
okay.
fair. What do you
Oh,
mean?
that's-
No friendly fair.
Fire.
Like so, in the last tournament, you could actually shoot your teammate. On this next one, you won't be able to. So
Mm.
But
they're fixing all that.
are you saying that there will be new update that you cannot shoot your teammate?
There's going to be a special 2v2 tournament world just for the tournament.
Mhm.
How do you know about it?
He's exclusive.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
Root.
Highly. You asked too many
Oh.
questions.
Read his name. I am Root.
He's ruled the ball things.
I mean, I've won a tournament. When you win on a tournament, you get those special privileges.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Yeah. And he
I
wait,
see.
and he did mention that we haven't had a champion
about it.
on this in the room now, so he wanted to introduce himself as the champion. Go ahead, Reed.
Yeah.
As I didn't win the 1v1, I didn't get all of that, but y'all, hey, as a former 2v2 winner, this next 2v2 tournament, we coming back for that championship
There you
again.
go. There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, man. Congrats on the last 2v2. As we all know, Root and
For sure.
Neckface won that tournament, and it's a cool thing that this podcast is really special because me and Evairre were in that tournament as well, and then we went up to third place, and second place was Matan and Ricky, and shout out to them, and they did an amazing job, honestly. And so Root, I wanted to ask you, in that tournament, the 2v2, the last one, how'd you feel about going into it? How was the process? Did you feel like you were sweating a bit? It kind of felt like, to be honest, it was easy peasy for you guys.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. That tournament, we didn't even practice. We just showed up and played. To be honest with you, but I know it's not gonna be the same this time around. People are so much better than then. You know what I mean? And people actually practice and play a lot. So we're gonna actually have to get in the lab and have strategies to beat y'all this time. But hey,
That's right.
don't worry, it's in the works. It's definitely
Cook
in the
something
works.
up. That's right.
Yeah,
I definitely go ahead, Unruly.
No, I'm saying, you know what I noticed on the leaderboard? So that's a good point you made. What I noticed on the leaderboard just the other day, that the third page has up to 3,000, 3,000 on the third page. Before it wasn't like that, right? So now we have up to the third page having, level 3,000, like 2,000. I think I think it went up to like 4 pages where you have over 2,500 players their level. So for sure it's gonna be an intense matchup, this 2v2. It depends too who's gonna join, right?
Right, right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I can agree. I can agree with you, Rue.
And
After the last 2v2, I did take a break, and then when I did come back, man, I was smoking highly left and right, and now he's smoking me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I had to adjust. I had to learn some new tricks.
Right.
I had to learn new tactics, and one thing that I did see that was special of Highly, was his super slice. Coming in with a super punch with the sword. I thought that was insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. That's a new trick that I've never really seen
That's the
anybody do often.
basics.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so that's a good point. Going back to
That's
basics.
not even a good skill.
yeah.
That's very rudimentary.
Yeah.
Elementary, you
Well,
said.
yeah, it's elementary.
Okay.
I mean, and especially when you're in these situations with players. I mean, I could speak when I played Unruly.Don in the 1v1. It comes down to more the situational superpowers more than anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta predict
Yeah.
what your opponent's going to use if you know that they might be stronger at that than you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Well, you taught me a lesson on that match. Like that matchup, like I left the
yeah.
room and then I came back, but I went for super ammo. He had web, and listen, what he did, like that taught me a significant lesson for like playing the game, right? It teaches me now to look at what counters what supers, right? So super punch, the super tough is the kryptonite for super punch, right? So you got to know who your strongest opponents are, and then you play for them really, and then everything else is gravy.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I play so much. I know people are going to try to come and take advantage of me with a super net. They think I'm going to use super tough every time, But I'm pretty versed in a few superpowers now. So
Yeah.
Would you say that you kind of examine people and how they perform just playing around in the game? You look at their patterns and then you learn like how they do things. Because I know like when my 1v1 was a total disaster because I didn't play with this person often enough to know how they do what they do. So do you say that you do examine people and their behaviors just in the case of
absolutely, like especially the best players, you got to know what you're up against. Like I know what I'm up against Evairre, Highly, MEEZYA, CQ, Epic. You know what they're gonna try to come with their strongest stuff. But what I am starting to see, especially with a player like Epic, she's becoming so versed in so many powers. You don't know what you about to get. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's getting very tough. I ain't gonna front you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everybody has what they like and what they're most comfortable with. Only way you get better as it is you gotta start doing everything,
Agreed.
And Evairre, I mean, we were both in the 2 versus 2. I mean, I love to hear, your perspective of things too. Like how was that?
Also, throughout that tournament, I mean, we practiced quite a bit on that one, and it was more so, when we first got in, we kind of knew what we were getting into up until we ran into Matan and Ricky. We had never met them before, so it was the element of surprise on our end. So, the first match was, they gave us the business. The second one, we got back at them. But then once they figured out how we were moving, it was pretty much curtains after that. So we do definitely have to, people do need to study and figure out, how people move. But if you're a one-dimensional player, then yeah, you kind of assed out,
Yeah, you can't be one-dimensional. Not versus top players. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I feel like going into that match, yeah, I definitely underestimated them for sure.
Same.
That taught me a lesson where like, okay, I'm gonna have to, go 110% from the jump, like, okay, I'm not gonna slack, I'm not gonna take it easy, I'm not just gonna stay posted. I'm gonna try to do what I can to, get at them a little bit better. And that's when we went at them the second time around. I think we had a better game plan, and
We did.
that led us to winning first. No, we lost the first one, right? Then the second
Won
one,
the second one.
we won, and then the third one, it was such a close game, but
It was a good match.
yeah, and
For
Root,
sure,
man, we was really anticipating going
Yeah,
against
for
you
real.
guys, man. Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, like I feel like we really could take down Root and Neckface, but Matan and Rick, it was something else. Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
And they came out of nowhere. Out of
right.
nowhere.
Exactly.
Nobody heard of them guys.
And it,
I actually played with them a lot. I know they are very good
Really?
because either of them can play very well with the sniper. Yeah, usually good players can play snipers very well.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
And Matan's
dropping
got
shades
real
on me.
good at that super punch with the sword. He's got really
With the
good at that.
sword.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Highly was dropping shades on me just now with the sniper.
Mm-hmm. He was.
Unruly.Don, you were in the free for all or the 1v1 or both?
Both. I was in both.
In both. And how was that experience for you? What was let me backtrack that question before you answer that. Was that your first tournaments in Super Rumble?
Very, very first. I think it was a setup. Root ensured that he picked on me first, and so he got me out of the 1v1.
Hey, but you
Yeah, I
came
don't know
back in that free for
setup.
all.
Yeah, the free for all, I came back
free-for-all.
strong. I mean, I guess the nerves in the first game, the first ever competition, and then going up against one of the top seeded players, it's and you got to give him the respect that's due to him, right? So going up against him, you want to make sure that you're doing. But then for me, I made some really bad moves, and that cost me the game. Right, because I could have put up more fight, but the moves that I made for the super caused me the game. For the free for all, now that was I was actually traveling that day, and I was in the airport fighting. I was in like a VIP lounge. Yeah. So I was actually gonna give my spot up to Highly because he got disqualified earlier, and I'm like, yo, you know what? It's better I give to Highly because I know he would stand a chance. But it turned out that the VIP lounge had some good Wi-Fi, so I actually did it from the Wi-Fi there. And I mean, I went up to what was it? I think I went up to quarter, and then I dropped out. And then but I felt good though. It was good. It was a good first run, and I would do it again.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Are you hoping to join the 2v2 the upcoming one?
I'm not even sure. I haven't been playing as much lately, but it's something I'm considering.
Okay.
And I tell people, like, even the people who are scared to play this versus top players, I mean, just play. You won't never get comfortable playing in tournaments until you play. I remember my first tournament, Arena Clash, man. I got my behind handed to me playing against people like Evairre, CJ, Psy back in the day, you know what I mean? And I was but it introduced me into the competition, and then I wanted to get better at it. And then from there, now we evolve to this game, and there's other games, and you just got to get out there and start doing it. It's actually really fun,
Yeah.
Yeah, and all this, I feel like all this experience in tournaments, it gets you into another level too. You know what I mean? Because there's some people that do make mistakes on their first tournaments, and so that's something to think about. The more you guys join, the more experience you guys are gonna get in that environment. So like your Root says, don't be scared. Just get in there, get your feet wet, and just have a good
and
time.
Plus, we have I'm sure it's over 1,000 people that play Super Rumble. Easy. I mean, imagine if everybody signed up for the tournament, even if it's just to play the attention that Meta would have to put on that community and what it could bring to it. You know what I mean? So people should think about it like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just about going there winning or losing. It's about how we could put a spotlight on our whole community as a whole.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about one free for all tournament per month. So there needn't to be any prizes, but just one title is enough.
That's a lot of organization.
Yeah. That's a lot of work, Highly.
Yeah, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, But
But
a
if you
bit
got
of a bit of luck would I think he would like to record the tournament and put them in the YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll put your name.
something
We'll
I
put your
thought-
name at the top of that list.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
So consider Unruly.Don, you are the champion of November, and Root is the champion of October. Yeah, so that would be fun.
I see where you're going.
Every
So at
month
the end of the
there would be
year,
a
there would be a big. There would be a big.
Mhm.
At the end of the year, you do a big. Champion.
big tournament or
Yeah.
something.
A big
Champions.
tournament for tournament of champions. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
or I know something I've been tossing around the community, which I know it'd be hard to organize, but some type of league maybe every Tuesday and Friday night or something from 8 to 10, whoever
Oh,
wants
that's
to
cool.
play.
Yeah.
There's a league
that
where
would
you
be
play
good.
like two matches, someone keeps records. I mean, I'm down to help, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Mhm.
organized with
Yeah.
spreadsheets. Hey, I
But-
sound like an A1 production. That's all I'm saying. Sounds like an A1.
You know what, Rue?
production.
That's funny you say that. We've been in talks about it, and we're trying to figure out how to get everything to a streaming point, and then that way it'll be a little bit more fun, and we can get a little bit more people involved and watch the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's more talks on it, but I wanna hold back on it. But definitely that would be something cool. Just to partner up with a bit as well, do something like that. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I play pool in real life on Sunday and on Saturdays, and so we have like Saturday leagues where everybody just put $20, and the winner of the league gets the pot. Right.
Yeah, that's
So
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
it fun for people to want to do it, right? So you're putting $20. If you win the league, well, you probably win $500 for the day, and the second, third place, you get something as well.
Yeah. You definitely got to give like some places because people ain't gonna go with
yeah.
that one and all stuff. I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, I don't like
for
that.
sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Hailey, are you still playing the 2v2?
Nope, I quit.
No, you got to play
No.
Highly. No,
I
heck
can't
no.
stand. I
Heck
can't
no.
make it on that day. I have a job to do.
You do?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I
that
need
would-
Highly. in there for
Anyway,
real.
I have not so much interest in 2v2. I like one free for all.
Highly saying I depend on nobody but myself. I feel you.
That's right. Yeah.
So
That's it.
so Muggernaut, you're joining for sure, and her partner is Josie. Dad.
Josie
Bab.
Bab. Bab.
What's your guys' name again? The team name?
So we called ourselves the Crimson Fury.
The Crimson Fury.
Ooh.
Watch out.
Okay.
Fury,
Watch out for
yeah,
Crim-
yeah.
And so Jaylay,
we're-
he's teaming up with
practicing.
Chad.
Life is Chad. Yeah, Life is Chad. Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still gonna do it after the changes of the dates, but their name was the Sassy Assins. So
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if it's something like that.
Yeah.
so that's
Sassy
pretty cool.
related.
Yeah.
Rude,
But Jose Bob is actually a good player. I watched her grow from when she just started.
Mhm, when she
And
just
the good
started,
thing
yeah.
about this is just like I'm not sure if you're level Evairre, but for Ruth, like and Margaret and Hailey, we've seen a lot of players grow, right? Like they've grown so much,
Absolutely.
and from when they just started, and like it's impressive to see. The guy that taught me was Nice, so I got to give a shout out to Nice. So Nice, if you're listening right now, big shout out. Nice taught me how to use a super punch. Yeah, so nice to meet you for persons who don't know who he is.
Mhm.
It was nice to
so-
meet you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just nice to meet you. Yeah.
Oh,
So when he
okay.
taught me, I even advanced the super punch that he taught me. So when he came back in for a little game with me, like Nice isn't even touching me again. And I'm like, whoa, it's good to see people like, he's looking up to me again, but he's the one who taught me, right? So it's
Right.
always good to kind of give acknowledgement to the ones who brought you in.
Right.
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
You hear that, Hailey?
Yeah. Usually the student can be better than the teacher. Yeah. Like
Sometimes.
Epic Adventures learn everything from CW, but she is a little bit better than CW right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Hailey
I'm not even
everything he
gonna front.
knows.
I feel like CQ took my freaking game style and just made it better. That ain't no fun about that.
Right.
Shoot, he started using all my same bubble and stuff. I said, look at this guy, man.
Well, then you should watch all my videos over and over again. That's because
Yes.
That was
CQ
a paid
said,
service
Back to the
announcement.
basics. Back to the basics.
CQ said before to me that he learned everything from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the first person to say that
Okay.
to me. Yeah.
Okay, Highly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And
No,
there
thank
he
you.
is.
Wonderful.
Where is our host?
Jay is back.
So no, definitely. I learned a lot from Don, especially starting from nothing to where I am now. Just watching everybody, patterns of behaviors, and what we do, and I picked up a little bit from Highly's videos too, but not much. But
But you know what I have to say though, what I have to say to that though, like she learned from me, but then I noticed her that she has evolved, especially in the sniper. Like she'll kill me any day on sniper. Like if I see her now, I might as well I do a super punch and just run away or attack her right away because like she's just gonna destroy me in the sniper and the shot. I don't know if it's sniper and the rail gun.
it's
The rail
Same.
gun and the
It's the
automatic
rail and
rifle,
pistol.
right?
Yeah,
the rail and rifle.
and pistol. This depends
Yeah.
how I feel that day.
I feel like
Epic's doing that a lot lately too.
Oh, the rail and rifle. Yeah, she's really good with that with the super ammo, man.
With
like,
the super ammo,
Oh,
it's pissing me
man.
off. If you issue one time, you're done.
Yo,
It's like a one shot.
I'm behind a tree, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. And she'll creep up from the corner, boom, boom. I'm like, oh man, like what?
Yeah.
But
deadly with that.
It's crazy.
but Root, you come from what, like the super with the super shield, right? You
Super
use
tough,
I use
the super tough.
That's my number one.
That's your number one. Like, what makes you so good at that, bro? Like, I remember,
Man,
I remember coming up,
Go ahead.
and when I wasn't that good, you know what I mean. But I was just posted up sniping. I don't know if you remember, but I remember you, and I would always just like try to get you, and I found the sauce, like I just had to headshot you all the time. But other than that, I feel like you're moving a little bit different now, and your movement makes it even harder for me to get you. But I digress. Like, what makes you so good at the super tough, bro?
Man, that super tough just came from when the game first started. Once everybody got level 15, everybody wanted super punch. And then when you want to top people out there shooting people, I would get hit by 2-3 super punch at the same time, like all the time. So I'll say, oh, let me try this bubble. And I used to get hit, and I say, oh shit, I'm still alive. I can still take my shotgun and wow, and you out of there now. You know what I mean? So that's really why I use the super tough, because everybody super punches me. Everybody super punches me. Everybody.
Yeah.
Because
but Root taught me something. Sorry, Root, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you good?
No, I'm like in the match with you taught me something. So if I saw that you chose super punch, Root does this thing in the last minute of the game. The last minute of loading in is to just pick his gun out and shoot in the last second, like the last millisecond. He'll shoot super tough. So you don't know what he's picking, right? So I start to do this in the game now, and almost like I feel like I'm trapping the guys. It's all, you're trapped here with me with super punch, and they're dying every time, right? So you're not gonna know what I'm picking. I just have my gun, just point on the one that I want, and the last millisecond I click, and it comes in with me. Nobody even gets to see it.
That's
right?
very sneaky.
You shouldn't have just told the world
sneaky.
I know, that's okay. It's about learning. A1 Productions.
That's not real.
There you go.
But the thing is that if we're not teaching the younger people coming up, then we don't have anybody to come up and
No, you're right.
If you notice,
Right.
if you notice,
Yeah.
a lot of them just like drop out, and if we don't teach them a little bit of something, then they're gonna just drop out, and there's not going to be anybody to come up for us to play against. And so I've noticed that a lot, that people just give up right away.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So
And I'll say this because I'm always on mute, so people are seeing this. Hey, you can come up to me, you can ask me anything, I'll tell you how to play the game. I'm not a robot. I don't use my computer. I don't hack the game. I'm just playing the game.
No, these group of people right here, they're all like good players in here. Like we don't glitch, we don't look through walls. You know, we don't really do any of that. Like we play fair, and when it comes to a good game, like we respect the game, we respect the arena, we respect everything in there. You know, and if you win, you win. Like you know, and you can't win all of them. You know, gotta give people their.
I tried. I try. I ain't gonna lie. I'll try to win every single one.
Yeah, we gotta teach. We gotta teach them for real, because like I sometimes when I see new players come in, I'll tell them how to fix their control so they could do the wiggle, and so it makes it fun for them. So when they like it, they get better, more competition, and then you become an OG. Right, they look up to you as a godfather, right? Like, okay, yeah, Don, you taught me this, right?
And that wiggle, bullshit. You are lying, Unruly.Don. Today, I saw him playing with 1 level and 2 level players in the room, and
that's a very good example. Well, that's a very good example, because I told them, okay, this is my disclaimer to the lower levels. If you come in the world, you can either learn or you're gonna die. And you know, so Gruget and I were like, but they have to learn, and this is how I learned too. When I came in, actually, I'm gonna admit this on camera. When I just started the game,
by killing them.
Yeah, when I just started the game, I thought the first guy that I saw flying or super, I thought this guy was hacking, and I was like, you load of shit. and then the game, and then Meta blocked me because I was like trolling this guy, and I'm like, you're a hacker. I hate hackers. And then so what I hear when the kids see me do this now, I'm like, no, don't speak like that. I'm not a hacker. It's just a super, and I'll teach you how to do it. So sometimes it's not good to just run away, leave the kids, right? For them to figure it out, because it may just be that one interaction that you have with them that makes them into a good player. Right. So we have to be able to and be willing to teach them and help them to grow, so we can build a community. Right. Because I mean, if we're going to see each other all the time, eventually, you know, but different personalities, different characters makes the experience great for us.
Yeah. I mean, but some kids are special too, you know, like CQ, they pick up on things, and they, you know, I've always lived by this quote right here. I've always lived by this quote. It goes like, I don't know, somebody said it, and it just kind of wrapped my head around it. I'm like, yeah, that's so relatable. It says the game is free, but you have to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? The game is free. You know, you just watch somebody do what they got to do, but you have to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's free, but it's not. You know,
that was kind of an argument that I had today, and I don't know if y'all get triggered, but I never get triggered by anybody. But today I was a little bit heated. So I got accused of cheating, and these were men. They were picking on me, and they were just talking all this crap about, oh, you're cheating, and your level is so high, and you're protected by your level. And I told him, I said, I can come in with my other avatar that's a level 100, and I can play the same. And they were just on me, like, and CT, thank God CT was there, because he was defending me, and we were defending each other. But I had to defend myself in front of these older men just talking all this crap, and I
do it all the time too.
Yeah, but I never, like I said, I never get triggered. But they're calling me a cheater, and I'm like, no, man, I worked for this level. I'm 1900 plus, whatever, and no, I worked hard, and and I take it serious. I don't know. I mean,
I don't get it. They said that you are protected by your level.
Yeah, that's what they kept saying.
What does that mean?
I don't even think they actually believe what they're saying. They're just looking for something to complain about. You know, they're sore losers, so they just want to sit there and complain. And on top of that, you're a lady, so they're obviously flabbergasted that you as a lady are whooping their ass.
My thing is, like, what's the point? We're all there to have fun. Like, what's the point?
Exactly.
But some people take it a little more serious than others, you know. So
I get
How
it.
you take
Yeah.
it serious? You're getting whooped. Like,
I mean,
Right.
Well, and then they cut you down. They cut you
Yeah.
down. They say, "Oh, well, you do this. This is all you do. You don't have a job. You don't have a this. You don't have a that." And
Right.
I'm like, you
Touch
don't even
grass and
know.
shit.
You have, you have no idea,
Yeah,
right?
some dude said I was AI. I was like, man, I'm not smart enough. Like, what? Get out of here. Like, fuck out of here. These kids always, I get blocked I get kicked out of lobbies
Kicked
all the
out,
time.
yeah.
You get even like, slurs, all that type of shit, but at the same time, you just keep playing. It is what it is. Listen, as the community grows, there will be those type of individuals that are going to come in, and it ain't our fight. It's up to them. So just whip their ass and keep it moving.
And keep on going, yeah.
True that.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, that's
Evairre,
good advice for people coming up.
On the last 2v2, I came up to you and asked you to be my partner, I kind of felt like I needed somebody, that gave me problems. And you were one of the persons that I knew for sure. Every time you were in the room, you gave me problems. I couldn't choose Root because he's, he's teamed up with Neckface or anybody else.
Right.
But, I felt like you were one of the baddest, with super punchers out there. You know what I mean? So I was just like, damn, like, how to time that thing right on, and I'm the super dasher, and I find ways to get around things, but you just kept coming at me like one way or another. What makes you a great super puncher, Evairre?
I think that learning what the strengths and weaknesses are of Super Punch. So like some people can only see it as an offensive thing, but it can also be a defensive thing as well. And so you just practice. That's all it is, just constantly practice. And so like with Root, I see that his main is super tough. So it's like, okay, so how do I build a defense or create something or create a trick to actually get him? You know what I'm saying? So, or just anybody, you know what I mean? So, just practice and then learn from others and then, see how.
No. Just give an example. You should be more clear.
No, that he did.
Give an
He
example
did.
how to play against
It's
the Root.
tough. It's tough to use super punch versus super tough. It can be done. I
Hell
lost
yeah.
in the 1v1. CQ beat me with super punch. I was pissed. Like, but it is really tough to do.
Sometimes it's just timing too. It's just timing. I do want to ask a question to Meezy, and maybe the guys over on this side. What criteria do you use to select a player? A player.
The criteria they select a player is that they would always find the best player, right?
But sometimes you don't have the best player. But so what do you really look for?
To me, I look for people that really give me problems, because if they're giving me problems, I know they're gonna give everybody else a problem. So I'm very
you only want to team up with the best player.
Yeah.
So that you can win, right?
Well, yes, but sometimes I don't. You could team up with somebody, right? But the chemistry isn't.
You got to
there.
click with them too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The chemistry isn't there.
The synergy.
I mean, let's but yeah, like that's what I mean. The chemistry isn't there. If you guys don't know how to communicate, also,
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Like in the a 2v2, they was a DJ. I think it was Jordan,
DJ and
right?
Wiz.
Yeah.
DJ and Wiz.
No, DJ and Wiz. Very good individual players by themselves.
For sure.
But they wasn't on the field.
Yeah,
you could just tell they were just out of sync. You know what I mean? Like whatever it was,
Has a lot to do with communication too.
Yeah.
I think one of the criteria,
Mm-hmm.
one of the criteria for me is like if that person can go to each part of the map and pick up whatever gun is available and use it and be effective, that's the kind of person that I want. Because in case if if the shotgun's not there, can they use the rail? If the rail's not there, can they use the grenade launcher? And I think that's one of the things that I look for in a partner. Are they able to be, able to
versatile.
maneuver around the map and being versatile? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I appreciate that question. I'm really like, I don't really get questions asked back, but like it feels good that I'm part of this thing too. I mean, we're all pretty, I guess legends, as who said that? DJ said that. or C-Dub, but you know, we're pretty much legends in here. And so we kind of know the game in and out, you know what I mean? And as far as experience goes, you know, like there's a lot of gems getting dropped in this podcast. I've already.
But I want to follow up on what she just said.
Oh, go ahead, Root.
As far as moving around the map, I mean that is very important. If you could just, because I know that's what I personally do is I move around and pick up different. Maybe my favorite weapon is the rocket launcher and the grenade launcher, but I like to pick up different stuff to throw your opponent off guard. So you just blow them up or something. You don't want them to know what you have every time, you know?
Right. Well. So my question is that, would you play real gun or sniper?
I'm sorry.
Do you play sniper or real gun?
I've been practicing with it a lot more. Like I have no problem.
Ain't the real gun and the sniper the same
picking
thing?
it up? Yeah, same thing.
But
I will say, like 2 months ago, I would never pick the gun up, you know. But now I pick it up. So I might hit your ass. If I get one, all I need is just the pistol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do
so
target practice with the kids.
Secretly improving.
Yeah, that's how I got good with the sniper too.
Yeah,
practice on
I just
kids.
go in. I just practice on kids. They just run around and I'll see. I'm not good at it, you know this. So, but I'll try to improve one day at a time. Eventually, I'll get good.
It's interesting too because the railgun is kind of like the rocket launcher in a way. It's crazy, but the rocket launcher has a bigger blast radius. But you got to be patient before you shoot it. You know, you gotta you gotta know where the person's going to be at. You know what I mean? That's really the key to both of those. Because a lot of people they miss with the rocket launcher all the time. You know?
Right.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
That's one thing I did learn from a rocket launcher is like, you know, you really got to anticipate where somebody's moving. And it's like, especially if it's a wiggler, somebody that's moving really quick, you got to wait till they land. You know what I mean? To get them
around them. Yeah.
But there's a specific skill with rockets, and I've been playing rocket ruckus lately. It's not even just aiming the rockets now, but sometimes it's really just anticipating the frequency of fire too. So you can see where it's going, and if you're a wiggler, you can fake them too. So they think you're going that way, and you fake and go back. That blast radius won't hit you, or if it hits you, there's something called jump points, and I'm sure everyone here knows about the jump points in the game. If you understand the map, you just need to be high, and that blast radius won't hit you. So I'm oftentimes jumping where that shotgun is. I'll jump on that and fake out and come back in and go out so that blast radius won't hit me. It's really about understanding how to evade the rockets, right? The blast.
Yeah. If you are in the air, it's hard to
get
blast people. But I have been trying to hit the rocket on the enemy's body directly
in the air.
That would
that's
be
what
more
I do.
interesting.
Yeah, that's super hard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people coming up. There's a lot of people coming up with the super jump too. You know, Jaylee's one of them. I've been noticing that a lot because I haven't seen that power shine. You know what I mean? So Jaylee's is doing a really great job of that. And you know, I don't know if you guys heard of Ace Plymouth. Oh, Fruyo.
Oh yeah,
Fruyo. He's nice.
Oh, listen.
Yeah, shout out to
Fruyo.
Fruyo.
Kills that super jump. He kills that super jump.
And you know what? He was one of the first people I saw use the wiggle while with the super jump.
Yeah.
Because at first it was super easy to kill them because they're just floating in the air and you just snipe them real quick. But once they start moving, it's like, okay. Yeah, it definitely changed the dynamics a little bit.
And it's a great power too. It's a great power. It's the lowest count. I think it's 10 seconds, right? And then it's also the fastest to get across the map. You know what I mean? It's that, and then the super punch, and then comes the super dash, which I think is unfair. But you know, I
do. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, but you know,
however, both Jaylee and Furio have given up super jump. They have switched to super punch. So we shouldn't rely on what people did before, but we should just say what they are doing right now.
Yeah.
So obviously, super
Mm.
jump is old power.
Well,
But as
Mm.
long as you have it in your, if you have it in your arsenal, you can always bring it out when you need it. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's really
That's true.
When you
once
when
you
you can
master the
jump and
skill, you
control
mastered
it
it.
enough,
Yeah,
you control it
Mhm.
enough so you don't fly out of the map. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
yeah.
That's a skill, definitely.
Especially in like a free for all when you got those grenades and you jumping up there shooting everybody, man.
Yeah.
That's for you
Hell.
killing everybody with it.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, the super jump is a really good power. I think Ace Plymouth is probably one of the nicest with it too. I've been playing with
Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys
Absolutely.
Yeah.
have played with him, but he's
No, that's
game,
Yeah.
he's zoned in and he's determined to win and
Really?
that makes
Yes.
him
Yeah,
deadly.
That's what
He's a
I
good
like
sniper
about
too.
him.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's an
Legendary
arena
sniper.
clasher,
Oh, yeah.
so he got
OG
some
clasher.
he got some
He was
experience.
hard as hell.
really?
Man.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. I
Yeah,
didn't
he's
know
an
about
arena
that.
clasher.
Oh yeah. It's kind of funny seeing like how arena clashers have adapted to Super Rumble too.
Yeah.
And but at the
They had an
same
advantage
time,
too,
it's
though. Yeah,
oh yeah, most definitely, especially at the beginning. Oh, it was
yeah.
that's where the wiggle originated. You know what I mean? We're talking like 3 years ago, you know? And so but Ace Plymouth, which is crazy, he snipes mid super punch. I mean
Wow,
mid
he
super
does.
Oh
jump.
yeah, that's
Oh yeah,
that's
Yeah.
tough.
yeah.
So dude, yeah, super hard.
Yeah, but keep in mind that I played 1v1 with Ace in a match, and I used super punch. He used super jump, and I scored 15-0 to him. He
Well,
was
yeah.
so angry.
No, but highly, you're. I mean, I'm not going to toot your
Job,
horn too
Highly.
much, but I think you're significantly better than Ace Plymouth. No.
On a reg
No,
on
no,
a
not
Oh, I'm gonna
regular
send this
room,
to him. I'm gonna send this
That's
to
far
him.
from the truth.
on a regular room though, he gives you problems, doesn't he, Hailey?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
1v1's a different.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
different
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
It's a completely
Yeah.
different game.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to you know get a lot better with Dash as well. You know, I've been developing a lot of skills. I'm a one trick pony,
Mhm.
but like I do it well. You know what I mean? And
No, your
Yeah.
dash is
Yeah.
no one does it
Dude,
like you. I ain't gonna front.
real shit. During the tournament, no people didn't really know how to like handle you at all.
Right.
And
yeah,
it's like you were super slept on.
Especially with
And
that
so
shotgun.
oh dude, hell yeah. And then once you look at the stats, you had the most kills throughout the entire tournament.
really,
You know what I mean?
I didn't
And
even know
so yes, and the thing is, bit of luck didn't even tally up your numbers. I'm the one I
Mm.
mentioned it, and then he tallied. He's like, "Oh, you actually have the most kills." So yeah, and so sometimes it's not even about being a one trick pony. It's about how you apply that superpower
Right.
and the way you handle it. And props to you, man, for real. Like
Appreciate that.
I am a super puncher, but I wouldn't have gotten as far without you, type shit. So
Appreciate that.
props to you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. You actually inspired me to use Super Dash.
yeah, and I see a lot of people trying it out now. You know what I mean? I see Highly trying it out.
Yeah.
Epic Adventures. She, you know, like as we all know,
Yes.
she's trying to master all these powers. But I kind of feel like you know, just some advice. You know, you kind of it takes time. It takes time to
Yeah, it does.
develop
It
all
takes
these
reps.
skills. Like even now, you know, Unruly found out how to, you know, get to me a lot faster. Okay, what's the dash's kryptonite? Super web, right? So
Yeah.
boom,
Yeah, yeah.
once the super web gets me caught, I'm done. I'm done, right? So I've been
Yeah,
developing
Ah,
more.
Right.
it's super
Yeah.
punch. It's a super punch.
Most of us are. Yeah.
Yeah,
Super punch you can work your way through, but like for the most part, we're all kind of done.
yeah. but
Right, for sure.
I remember Highly. We
But it's
were.
hard to actually get him if he's doing a super dash though with the web.
Oh yeah.
It's not
So
easy.
Yes, it is.
so I was trying to
Mhm.
say, me and Highly, we went 1-on-1 yesterday, and I told him, hey, before you leave, because it was late, right? 1v1 me, but with get the super web, and he's like, all right. So then it was a tight game. It was 7-6, and I beat him. But I was just trying to develop my skills because I have an idea how to get to it, get around it, and so hey, watch out. You think you could get me with super web? Mm-mm. You better think about it twice.
You know, sometimes what makes a game fun is when it's surprising when we all choose the same super to see who is better
Yeah,
at the
that's
super.
fun.
Oh
I like
yeah.
that. I like when
Yeah,
we do
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
pistol only, or sometimes when you challenge people to just pick your super and then you outshine them, you know, you supersede their expectations. Like, oh, somebody think that they could get me by they're going super punch and they're picking the worst one. Let me ask you guys, which super you think is the worst super? And I know it's situational, but in your opinion, I guess we all can comment on it. In your opinion, which is the worst super that you could ever have?
It used to be the net, but it's not anymore.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a game changer. That one really
You know,
is
if
a
you know how to
nuisance
use it.
now.
Yeah.
Hell, the
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Honest, damn.
And that's
Me
I personally
personally.
can't
Oh, go ahead.
stand super ammo. I can't stand super
Yeah.
ammo.
I'm about
And
to say
mainly,
that.
it's not even. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I really feel like,
Yeah.
and you know, don't get me wrong. Like, I think it's good for like kids, right? You know, it's a good good way to enter in. But like, as you start to develop in the game, I do think that you should start experimenting with something else, especially like super ammo and rocket. It's a cheap shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like, or even like the shotgun, by all means, go for it. And the range is even it's
The range is
extended like
crazy now.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
You know what I'm
shotgun
saying? So
range
it's
is
just
ridiculous.
all cheap. You know what I'm saying? So you really
Yeah.
have to create like a defense around somebody with that shit. And imagine, and then an entire lobby full of that shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
But the reason why I think it's not a good superpower either is because it's easily combated. If someone comes in, I just go get the net immediately. You know what I mean? That shit is shut down.
Shut down.
You're
right
not
away.
doing anything the next game. You know what I mean?
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, for me,
I
it's
think
just
for
a
me
shot.
it's super
just
jump.
a sniper. You know,
Yeah,
just
jump. I can't do
I'll
jump.
snipe somebody, boom, with the super ammo. That's my thing. You know, I'll see them, you know, coming at me. I got to make sure I get them with a sniper though, because they're coming at me quick. You know, the
Right.
sword and shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh. So they're coming at me. And I better hit them, because if I don't, I'm done.
it's over for you.
It's over.
Yeah.
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 It's
I think
funny
the
because
jump is
whenever I spawn,
unpredictable. Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
Evairre, have you ever? I know. I'm pretty sure you probably danced around with the super punch, right? How do you feel when you're doing that, like in the air with another super puncher, as skilled as you are?
Oh yeah. No, it's fun. So CQ, I played against him before, only a few times, but yeah, he actually he's a tough kid, you know. So
He's
it's
a tough
cool
dancer.
seeing how tough dancer, and then Retro Room too. And so seeing how, if originally, you know, I was more so like, I never really like did the dance until I saw, you know, Retro Boom actually start to do it. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, you know what, I can actually go ahead and apply that. And so seeing how other people kind of did super punch, it did help me elevate my game a little bit as well. But yeah, it's cool seeing it, you know, especially Matan. I didn't he came out of nowhere. You know, that dude is crazy with that shit.
Yeah, shout out Matan.
What's going on, Copycat? Copy that.
So yeah, we got I copy that.
We have I copy that.
Hello. Do you copy?
I do. I do.
How's it going? Do you copy?
Yeah.
It's
Well, welcome to
the
the
mic is
A1
hot.
podcast. I copy that.
Well, thanks so much. I didn't know what it was, and it was like 1 + 5 other people that I knew. And I was like, what is this place? And now
He did look like he was stuck on an elevator for a little while too.
I was enjoying it though. I was like,
Is this thing working?
It's broken.
Root, what was like one of your? I want to know this. Like, what was one of like the most memorable moment of the last 2 versus 2? I remember like you going at it.
Oh
like,
man,
like
it was when we took on Jordan and Retro Boom.
And
man.
Retro.
We were tied, and it was like literally like 2 seconds on the clock, and I grabbed the shotgun and turned and shot Jordan twice at the buzzer. We won that round. He was so mad. Man, that was the best moment.
That gotta hurt.
Man, and it's crazy. Like even looking back at that match, if he would have kept his same superpower, they had a chance to beat us. But he switched to he had started the first match with the the super net, I want to say, and I used my bubble. He was giving me problems. Like he was giving me problems. You know what I mean? And then,
Mhm.
but since he lost, he went to that a super punch, and it was curtains. It was curtains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy played in tournaments too. Copy, you
I
want to talk
did.
about
really?
tournaments you played?
Oh,
Yeah, he
I
did.
got
Yeah.
my very first game, level 300. I've been playing for a month. I got slaughtered by now Yo Prince Vince, but was Meta
Neck
Nick
face.
Oh, us.
Neck face,
or
yeah.
Neck face,
excuse
yeah.
me. Yeah, just
Mhm.
crushed. But the next round, yeah, just I got like 2 kills, and I was very proud of myself.
You were good.
But yeah,
It feels good,
yeah.
eh?
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned so much about 1v1
Right.
because it was all about controlling the center. And every time I'd pop up, he'd know where I was pretty
Mhm.
quick. And then he
Mhm.
would just get me before I could even get a gun. Yeah. And then
Nice.
the next tournament, I did advance a couple levels. And then I went into the losers round with Highly and got slaughtered.
Yeah.
No
Right.
way. That's a
Oh my
bad
God.
memory.
Hey,
It's a bad
sometimes in these
memory.
tournaments, man,
Bad
these
memories.
random matchups, man, get you slaughtered. Like Highly, man, I that you definitely shouldn't have been the first round out in that 1v1. You had a terrible matchup, man. That was crazy.
Mm.
Who was that?
Now look
Heidi?
at me. I'm the first one to drop out. I was the first one to drop out of 1v1 in the history of the competition because I went up against you. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
The
Yeah.
1v1,
You dropped
I
it out.
remember. So I didn't
Yeah.
register for the 1v1, but a bit of luck thought I did. So on the day before the match, I received his message that said that he need me to be in the tournament. Okay, so I just joined the tournament. I didn't practice at all.
Mm.
But the main thing is that the opponent is CQ.
That's what I'm saying. You had a tough matchup. That's just you
Yeah,
shouldn't.
it
That's
was
crazy.
tough.
Oh, I just remember. Yeah, I believe that he would use the same super punch with me, but he changed it to super rough,
Tough.
super tough.
Mhm.
Yeah, so then I have no choice, and I have no chance to win. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been
I could have won if I use super net, but I don't want to do it. I want him to carry on to win the tournament against you, right? I want him to win against you.
Humanitarian over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been chatting with a bit of luck, and I'm gonna build a live word spreadsheet. So we'll put everyone's score in, and then it will automatically populate so that everyone will be able to see what everyone else
that'd be dope.
gets, and then you can move forward, and it'll be a whole bracket system. So all the teams will move forward, and then everyone can watch, and the numbers will all be there.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's dope. Yeah.
That's something to look forward to for sure.
I'd spend my life
definitely getting
scheduling
bigger.
Yeah.
spreadsheets.
Yeah, I wanted to ask y'all, have you guys played Jay
Yeah.
Shree?
Oh yeah, Jay's really good.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, man, that man came out of nowhere. He's so
Yeah.
good, you know, and we play him often, and I mean, thankfully he joins our room, you know, and I'm able to practice with, you know, somebody else that challenges me, you know, other than Muggernaut, because she's a great sniper and super puncher as well. But Jay Shree, man, he's something else too. I mean, I was kind of like, dang, Jay Shree and CQ on a 2 versus 2. Wow, that's gonna be something.
It's gonna be tough.
How do you feel about that, Root?
Some strategic stuff. I mean, even with anybody, any team that you play, I think any team can be beat if you strategically plan for that team. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
You
I mean, it's
can
not
use
necessarily.
you can use 2 super nets to win against the.
I mean, you don't know. I mean, I've been thinking of some stuff or just some
Thanks,
ways to get some players. You could play like a cat and mouse game with people and net both of them at the same time because they're going after your teammate. You know, it's a lot of stuff that you can do
Yeah,
with in
maneuver.
a team setting that people don't expect. So I want to have some tricks up my sleeve this tournament. So
Yeah.
Are there going to be parties? Like, can you talk with your teammate and not the other people?
Yeah,
it's
that's how
always
they
in a
are.
party.
Yeah.
That's how it
I'm the
usually
new
is.
kid.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why communication is
Love it.
so key. It's a
Yeah.
you know, I
Important.
copy that. Like you really have to start communicating with your partner. You know, hey, I have the shotgun. What do you have? Oh, I have this. You know, so then you guys know where your base is at and who's gonna work around the corners or do whatever you guys need to do to win that game.
Right.
So
And the games are really going to be so much more strategic. I remember when we did the 2v2 in Arena Clash. Some of those matches were like 5 kills to 1. People are like not trying to get killed. You know what I mean? So it's ways to get around getting just destroyed. You know what I mean? Just think about what you're doing. You know.
That's right.
So Rue, where's Neckface? We wanted him on too.
I know, man. I didn't plan on being here. I saw you on. I was like, let me go check it out. So yeah, because we're gonna let all y'all know that we about to win it again. You know what I mean? I'm saying again, 2 times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Well, shout out to Rue, shout out to
Confidence.
Evairre, shout out to Unruly.Don, Highly. I copy that mug or not. We're gonna wrap it up for today. Any last shout outs? I know Evairre, he's got some good worlds. You guys have to check it out. He's a creator himself. He's amazing.
Right.
He does some great quality.
Creator, what do you create?
Hey, that's great.
I do. I got a team, so we do a lot of architectural builds in here, social spaces. So I have a series called MySpace. So MySpace 1 through 6. One of my more notable places is MySpace Room 1977. So everything is 1977 and older. And then we've also rebuilt Studio 54 from the ground up. So we've done a lot of reclamation projects as well. And then a bunch of shit, so
Nice.
check me out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Check it out.
Oh,
Yep. And Rue, would you like to shout out anybody?
I mean, shout out the whole community, people who I'm in there with a lot, Neckface, K9, Epic, everybody, Jordan, everybody, look. So Court, Turkey, everybody, man.
Oh, you know what? Like before leaving, I do want, since you brought up K9, like how do you feel, going up to the finals on the 1v1s and then going across that controversy? Because I know I watched the 1v1. He turns around. That's how he feels. I remember, you would.
No, I mean, I've been rocking with K9 for a long time from
AC
Arena Clash, man. So I mean, he's not gonna do anything. He doesn't cheat. He's not a cheater. You know what I mean? So I was pretty pissed off about the whole thing. But
yeah, me too. I will agree with you. Yeah,
I was pissed off about it. I'm not even gonna front. Like I was kind of bad mouthing him a little bit to myself. But he's not a cheater. He got permission to do it. You know what I mean? It's part of the game. He took advantage of a glitch in the game. I wouldn't do that, me personally. But I mean, he got permission before the tournament. So what can you say? You know.
So what was the permission? What was the glitch? I didn't
mean,
watch
the
it.
speed glitch. So if you held your hand, and I think you and Jay did a whole video about it, right? Highly. But if you held your hand a certain way, I learned how to do it. You could move fast as hell. Yeah, you got to hold it like and then. But you got to change your settings. It's all this shit you got to do to make it really work. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, you got to do all that. That's a lot. I think that's a lot. If I just, I mean, and then the people are saying, well, you got to change your settings to do the wiggle. Well, when Oculus first started, you didn't have to do that. It was a part of the game. And then they came and started changing all this stuff around. And so then we had to be able to go change that. So I just
I just taught John Wick how to do the wiggle today.
Like he's
Mm.
level
Oh, shit.
1000 something.
Game
Wait,
changer.
which John Wick? Is it Timu? Was it the Timu
Timu
one
John?
or the okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
because
deadly.
because
He's
the,
deadly.
the original John Wick is not nice. The
No,
John
no.
Wick,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
like
yeah,
that.
he's
whatever.
not, he's not a
971 or
nice
something
guy.
like that.
He's not a nice guy. I don't want to
Yeah,
help
yeah.
him.
So many John Wicks.
He leaves
Yeah,
lobbies
so
pretty
many.
quickly too.
Yeah, he does.
No, he's
Timo
Alright.
John
Oh,
Wick
and I
is
heard
really
y'all.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard y'all talking about King Savion the other day. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah. We're gonna
I
have him
love
on
going
soon.
into a lobby and whooping his ass and just hitting him with his own line and leaving. He hates that. He hates that so much.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well,
He's
this wraps
cool.
it up for
He's
A1 Podcast for this episode. Thank you guys for coming out. You know, it's a pleasure to be in this room with all these titans in here. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
Definitely.
congrats.
So
guys.
also
okay.
the Facebook post, there's a post on the tournament. The tournament's announced. Go on, sign up. There's I also noticed there's 2 new songs. Honor Roll created 2 songs. Danyati is called out in there. So my
Nice.
Epic and other people. So check it out on the Facebook page, Super Rumble Facebook page.
Oh, good stuff. Good. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Thanks for the
All the best.
information.
All right.